Oh, listen, man. They know y'all, but they're not going to be disrespectful like that. But they're not going to be disrespectful. You win, man. I didn't win. Man, I'm not about no basketball, bro.
Once officers arrived, they came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kurznick Ball, better known as Takeoff. He's a member of the Migos rap group out of Atlanta.
Takeoff's death has left the internet in pure shambles because everyone is still struggling to come to terms with what happened. But now people are pointing fingers at Quavo and saying that he's responsible for Takeoff's death, which is as crazy as it sounds because we all saw the video of Quavo crying his heart out at the scene. So people are just being weird with this whole blame game. Also, Offset has now shared his thoughts on Takeoff's murder, and it looks like he is filled with regret and pain over the situation. And he is not alone because the whole world is also in mourning. Now, I'm sure we've all heard about the tragic passing of Migos rapper Takeoff and all of the controversy surrounding it. There has been a lot of information and misinformation surrounding the case, and it's just a whole lot to process. So this is the story as we've been told. So Takeoff and Quavo were at a private party in Houston, Texas, when an argument broke out, which led to shots being fired, and Takeoff was unfortunately hit by a stray bullet and passed away at the scene. Some witnesses at the scene claimed that the argument had broken out because Quavo had gotten mad because he was losing at a dice game. He was allegedly playing dice with some guys at the party and he had lost about $7,000, which made him very mad. Allegedly. Now, everybody at the scene confirmed that Takeoff was not playing dice with the rest of them and he was just in the corner chilling and minding his business. And this isn't very surprising at all because we all know that he was one of the calmest of the Migos. He was known to mind his business, hit the studio, and stay calm and make some fire music. An eyewitness at the scene explained what they said happened, saying, so Quavo was shooting dice and he was getting his pockets broke off bad. So the dude had an attitude and he tried getting aggressive with the wrong mob ties guys and dude got on his case. Then somebody they was with jumped up and that's when everybody bunched up. Then shots just started ringing, but they were coming from somebody Migos was with. But he was shooting wild and hit Takeoff on accident. The other guy started shooting back and I think he got hit again, but ultimately his own guys killed him because when he got hit the first time, I seen his body just drop. Takeoff was the coolest, quietest guy in the room the whole time. He wasn't saying a word, just chilling in the cut. He didn't even know what was going on. He just jumped up and got shot out of nowhere. Gossip of the City also confirmed this, saying, Takeoff never saw it coming. He was hit with a stray bullet in the head. It was an accident. The people he was with did it while trying to protect Quavo, who was getting into it with another dude over a dice game. Quavo was getting hit and getting mad. It led to Takeoff dying. Takeoff never said a word to anyone. He was chilling in the cut, minding his business. He stood up to see what was happening and got hit. I believe he was hit twice. Once by the dude who was with them and once by the other people shooting back. The headshot killed him immediately. So from all this, it just looks like Takeoff was a victim of circumstance and being in the wrong place at the wrong time, because even his label Quality Control Music said so in their statement where they said, it is with broken hearts and deep sadness that we mourn the loss of our beloved brother, Kurznick CRYING, known to the world as Takeoff. Senseless violence and a stray bullet has taken another life from this world and we are devastated. Please respect his family and friends as we all continue to process this monumental loss. Now, while this is a tragedy, there are a lot of people who are trying to blame Quavo for Takeoff's death. I've seen a lot of comments on social media like, Quavo, it's all your fault, man. You should have quit this hood and playing in the same hood with people you have left a long time ago after you've been blessed with fame and riches. You should know haters are all around. Do the little you can for the hood and move away. Quavo being tough got Takeoff killed. You can hear Buddy apologizing for whatever was done while quite aggressive and tough, shaking my head. Somebody threw a punch and shots got fired, so it's Quavo's fault for real. And Quavo should feel like it's his fault if the story true, cause you on a dice game, you bound to lose something. What you mad for? Listen, first off, these comments are super insensitive because Takeoff was not only Quavo's bandmate, but he was also his nephew, and they considered themselves brothers. There is no way for Quavo to have known that things would escalate that badly. I mean, come on, y'all. Let's not pretend like people don't get into fights over card and dice games. I'm not saying that it's right that he got mad. I'm saying that people get into arguments over dice games all the time and no one dies. Plus, the only way that Quavo could possibly be at fault is if he was the one that hit Takeoff, and if he did it on purpose. He didn't shoot him, so the only person at fault here is whoever thought it was right for them to draw a lethal weapon over a dice game that he was already winning. Also, there are videos that were posted by TMZ that show that Quavo was trying to leave the scene when the shooting happened. Look.
Don't play like that, bro. Hey, let go. I ain't doing shit.
From this video, we can clearly see that Quavo said let's go, which means that he was already trying to do the smart thing and remove himself from the situation. But then someone swung and threw a punch at him, which led to Takeoff stepping in to have his back. There was no way for Quavo or Takeoff to know that the other people had a weapon on them. One swing and the next thing, shots rang out and Takeoff got hit. So for anyone that's blaming Quavo, just stop it, because I know that that man is going through enough at the moment. He also lost one of the closest people to him, if not the closest, and he's probably feeling enough guilt and grief without the internet trying to pin the blame on him, saying it's his fault. I mean, we saw videos of him crying and trying to pick Takeoff's body up, and it's honestly one of the saddest things I've ever seen. We know he would do anything to get Takeoff back, but unfortunately, life just doesn't work that way. Somebody else commented, man, why do people feel so comfortable blaming Quavo so soon? His nephew and friend just passed away and already people are looking at who to blame? Have a heart. It doesn't matter if Quavo was the one involved in the altercation or the one fueling the altercation. The bottom line is that none of them thought it would end how it did. And it's unfortunate for Takeoff, but guys, really? There's no one to blame but the idiots that shot Takeoff. I don't care what somebody told you, you don't have the right to take a life. And this other person said, his life was unnecessarily taken. Quavo did the right thing by attempting to walk away, but the other guy clearly wanted a problem. It's just all around sad. Now Quavo and the family have to deal with this traumatic loss. I'll be keeping them in my prayers. Now a lot of rappers and other celebrities have sent their love, like Dave, who said, my brother, days spent together are priceless. Rich the Kid posted a picture of him and Takeoff saying, my best friend, my brother, I don't want to believe this. I love you so much, bro. I'm sorry. Snoop Dogg said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. R.I.P. to all the fallen soldiers. Takeoff. And Gucci Mane said, this broke my heart, rest in peace. Offset also reacted to Takeoff's passing by changing his Twitter profile to a picture of Takeoff with a white heart in the corner. He also changed his Twitter display picture and header to the picture of the Migos. He hasn't commented publicly on Takeoff's death, and honestly, I'm not expecting him to do it anytime soon. Takeoff was his cousin once removed, and even though they might have not been on the best of terms, family is still family, and reacting by changing his Instagram picture tells us how much he's hurting. Cardi B also reacted by retweeting a video about Takeoff and how he was family with Offset and Quavo. So again, even though the Migos had their issues, both she and Quavo are saddened by Takeoff's passing. Someone commented, I don't blame Offset and Cardi for being quiet about the situation. That's a private family matter and everything is not for the internet. And this other person said, no words can explain the pain of losing family who you wasn't even talking to anymore. I really hope that Takeoff's mother and Offset and Quavo and Cardi, as well as all their family and friends, get the strength that they need to try to move through this horrible time. My thoughts and my prayers are with them.